Hi, welcome to Chapter 9. So, Chapter 9 is different because I have this packet that we're going to use for it. That'll help you in taking some of your notes so you'll be able to do it a lot quicker because there's a lot we have to cover in Chapter 9. But more importantly, in Chapter 9 is different because every single section expects that you remember everything from every single section before it. So before you go to watch the video for day 2, go back and look at the notes that we took in day 1. And before you watch the video in day 3, go back and look at the notes that we took in day 1 and day 2 and just kind of read through them one more time. You'll notice that I have out all lovely highlighters and pens, pencils, all sorts of colors because I plan on using a lot of color in this. So if you want to go take a little bit of time to go find all of your pretty colors so that you can get ready to do pretty colors when I do pretty colors, that would be great. Okay, so let's get busy. I'm going to start out with this color. I know it says Math 70, that's because that's what we're really doing. And I know it says section 4.1, but it's not for you, it's 9.1. So today we're going to talk about the rectangular coordinate system. This is a coordinate plane. It's made up of 2 axes. You have the x-axis, that's this one right here, and you have the y-axis, that's that one right there. And the point where they cross is called the origin. The 2 axes separate the plane into 4 different quadrants. This is quadrant number 1, quadrant number 2, quadrant number 3, and quadrant number 4. A coordinate consists of 2 different kinds of numbers. You have an x value and you have a y value. The first number tells you to go left or right because you go on the x-axis either left or right, and the second number tells you to go up or down. Let's see if I can help this out a little bit. There you go. When you're graphing, you always go left or right before you go up or down. So when it tells me to try graphing the point 1, 3, that means I have to go left or right before I go up or down, and you always start at the origin when you're graphing points. So I'll go to 1 for my x value, that's right here, and 3 for my y value, that's up here. So that's the point 1, 3. I go to the right 1 because it's positive, and then up 3 because that's positive. When I go to the left, that's a negative number. Going to the right is a positive number. Going up is positive, going down is negative. So, it's great that I know where this point is, but if I ever ask you to label a point, that means that you need to write beside it what that point is. So that's the point 1, 3. For this one, they want me to find negative 3, 4. So I'm going to go negative 3 to the left because it was negative. So from here I go left 1, 2, 3, and then I go up 4 because it's positive. So 1, 2, 3, up 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the point negative 3, 4. Now, some people, I know maybe not you, but some people have problems counting. I know you think you've known how to count for years now, but they don't know how to count on graph paper. So you need to understand that whenever you're counting on graph paper, you're not counting lines, you're counting the number of times you pick up your pencil. So if I go from here to there, that's 1 because I have to pick up my pencil 1 time. From here to there is 1 because I have to pick up my pencil 1 time. Don't count where you start from because you're not counting lines. You're counting how many times you have to pick up your pencil. So if I want to go to -3, 4, that means I've got to pick up my pencil 1, 2, 3 times and then go up 1, 2, 3, 4 times. I know it seems silly, but it's true. People have issues with that. For the point -2, -4, I go to -2 to the left, and then -4 is going to be down 4 places. And then for the point 4, -5, that's 4 to the right, and then down 5 places. For the point 3, 0, I go 3 to the right and then 0 up and down. So that leaves me on the line. And then for the point 0, -6, I go 0 left and right and 6 down because it was negative. That puts it down there. Then I wanted you to tell me which quadrant each point was in. So, for the point 1, 3, which quadrant did it end up being in? Well, it's right there, so it ended up being in quadrant number 1. Which quadrant did the point -3, 4 end up being in? Well, it's right there, so it's in quadrant number 2. Which quadrant did the point -2, 4 end up being in? Well, it's right there, so it's in quadrant number 3. And which quadrant did the point 4, -5 end up being in? Well, it's right there, which is quadrant number 4. But which quadrant did the point 3, 0 end up being in? Well, it's up there. Is that in quadrant 1 or in quadrant 4? Or maybe it's in both. Well, it turns out that it's in neither. It's not in quadrant 1 because it's not inside of that. And it's not in quadrant 4 because it's not inside of that. It's actually on the x-axis. And that's what you have to say. I know they asked you what quadrant it was, but if it doesn't fall into a quadrant like that, you have to tell what axis it's on. And for this one down here, since it didn't fall into a quadrant either, it fell on an axis, you would say that was the y-axis. Now, I did 6 of these points and told you what quadrant they were in. I want you to do those 3. Those 3. Then you're supposed to connect the 3 points by drawing a line in between them. I'll give you a second. I'll even sing to you while I give it to you. Ahava likes to do her math. Ahava likes to do her math on time. Ahava likes to do her math. Ahava likes to do her math. Boom, boom. because that's how the song ends. Okay, so I'm hoping you did the 2, 1 up here at 2, 1. And then you needed to do the point 0, 2. That's right there. And then you connect those 2 points. And then you do the point -2, 2. And you connect that first point to the second one. I bring this up because that's how you're going to have to do your classwork for today. I know I said no classwork, but it's actually a part of the packet, and it's going to be fun, I promise. So if you look at the next page, ta-da! It looks like it's a whole bunch of work, right? But they give you one coordinate system down here. Notice they don't write down what each individual number is. On mine, I didn't have any numbers written down there. You just had to count over to see where it was. Now at least they give you a little bit of numbers. So they give you each coordinate, and you'll take point number 1, which is -2, 2, and you'll plot it. See, I did -2, 2. Don't label them, because it doesn't say to label them in the directions. And then you'll find point number 2, that's -4, 0. So that's there. And then you connect 1 and 2. And then you go to number 3, and you find -6, -3. -6, -3. And then you'll connect points 2 and 3. Now, you're going to have a lot of these to do. Don't wait until the end to connect your points. You're going to want to do them as you go. That way you won't mess up and you won't end up with a whole slew of 45 points and not know where they go. Then for number 4, it says -6, -8. So -6, -8. And then I connect those. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give you a little tip. You ready? When you're doing this, you're going to want to do it in pencil. Number 1, you can make a mistake. Number 2, I know you want it to be pretty, but you want it to be right before you worry about it being pretty. So go ahead and do it in pencil. And then, when you're done doing it in pencil, you have to turn around and color it for me. So you can color it in whatever colors you want, but I need it in pencil first. Well, you need it in pencil first so that you make sure that it's right. Your mom doesn't have a key to it, so she doesn't know what it's going to be, and I'm not telling you what it's going to be. So, I hope you have fun. And by tomorrow, make sure you have this one completed. And then on the next day, we'll go in and we'll start doing other stuff, and it gets harder every single day. It's going to get harder and harder and harder, but you will overcome because you are that kind of girl. So I'll talk to you tomorrow.